Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching me from. My name still remains Mr. Brendek from Brendek Academia. You're welcome to our channels today. Today we're going to be discussing about quadratic expression, but before I jump into our topic for today, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share our link, and comment your question in our comment section. God bless you as you do so. Okay, as I said, today we're going to be talking about quadratic expression. I believe in our former classes I've explained the difference between expression and an equation to you all. So we are talking about quadratic expression, as I said. Now, this a squared plus bx plus c that I wrote here is just the standard way in which you would represent a quadratic expression. Whenever you see an expression written in a format like this, that the greatest variable have a power of 2, the greatest variable there have a power of 2. You call it what? Quadratic. Now, I wrote that where a and b are coefficient of x squared and x, this a and this b are the coefficient of this x squared and this x, and c is a constant, meaning any numbers, meaning that it can be 3, it can be 4, it can be 5, it can be 6, it can be any numbers. Now these are just some simple examples of what? Of a quadratic expression. These are just different quadratic expressions. So whenever you say any expression like this, you are what? This you need to recognize that this is what you call a quadratic expression. Now these questions they'll ask you to what? To factorize. You'll be asked to factorize this expression. So how do we factorize quadratic expression? But before I jump straight into that, I want you to know that there are different ways of solving quadratic expression. There's the factorization method, there's the formula method, there's the graphical method, and even there's the completing the square method. But the method I'm teaching today is the factorization method. So how do we factorize quadratic expression? Now, looking at our question, we have x squared plus 5x plus 6. The first thing we need to do is to find what I call the product number. Let's call it Pn. Now, how do I find my Pn? My Pn is gotten by using the constant, which is plus 6, to multiply x squared, or the total term here. Using the constant to multiply the total term here. So that means you say 6 times x squared, and that will give you what? A total of 6x squared. After you have gotten your product number, the next thing you need to do is to what? To expand the middle term, which is the x without the square. Now, if you look at the middle term, I have 5x. So the question you need to ask yourself is, what two numbers will I add or subtract together that will give me plus 5x? And if I multiply those two numbers, it will give me a product of 6x squared. Listen, you need to look for two numbers that you add or subtract together, two integers numbers that you can add or you can subtract, that will give you plus 5x. And if you multiply those two integers, it will give you plus 6x squared. Now, if you think about it very well, the two integers you're making use of is plus 2x plus 2x. Plus 2x plus 3x rather. Plus 2x plus 3x is the two integers you're making use of. 2x plus 3x will give me plus 5x. 2x times 3x will give me 6x squared. So I will expand this middle part. That will now be x squared. Instead of plus 5x to be plus 2x plus 3x plus 6. Now the next thing I need to do is to factorize. So I'll pair it. Remember, I've taught you how to factorize 4 times expression. I'll pair it. What is the common factor here? That is x. Then I have x plus 2. If I factorize x out of here, then what is the common factor here? Plus 3. Then I have x plus 2. Remember when I taught you factorization of 4 times, I told you that the factors you have in the bracket at the two sides must be equal. If not, your answer is wrong. So you can see they are equal. You pick the one outside, you have x plus 3, and any of the similar one, x plus 2, and that is how you factorize a quadratic equation. That's how you factorize a quadratic expression. Please, if you have any question, please don't forget to drop your question in the comment section. For number 2, we're going to factorize this. The first thing you need to do is to find your Pn, as I said, your product number, which is 72 times what? Y squared, and that'll give you what? 72y squared. Now you expand the middle term, which is this should actually be 17. You expand the middle term, which is this plus 17y. You look for two integers that if you add them or you subtract them, it will give you a total of plus 17y. Then when you multiply them, it will give you a total of plus 72y squared, and that is 9y plus 9y plus 8y. Plus 9y plus 8y will give me plus 17y plus 9y times plus 8y will give me plus 72y squared. So that's what I'm using. Y squared plus 9y plus 8y plus 72. I've taught you how to factorize fourth term expression already. The common factor here is y, so I have y plus 9. The common factor there is 8. I have y plus 9. You can see they are both similar. So you pick the one in outside the bracket, 9y plus 8 bracket y plus 9, and that is your answer. You pick any of the similar ones, and that is your answer. If you have any question, please don't forget to drop your question in our comment section. God bless. Let's move on. All right, now to number 3. Now look at this. This is also similar to the ones we have been doing so far. Your Pn here is 24 times what? K square, and that'll give me 24k square. So I'm looking for two numbers that if I add, or two integers that if I had to subtract them to give me plus 10k. Since it's 24, I can use 6k plus 6k plus 4k. Plus 6k plus 4k will give me plus 10k. Plus 6k times plus 4k will give me plus 24k. So I can now do this. It would be k squared plus 6k. I wrote it should be plus 6k plus 4k plus 24. Then I'll factorize. What is common here? K plus 6. What is common here? 4 plus 4 bracket k plus 6. Now you can see they are both similar. Pick the one outside first. K plus 4 bracket k plus 6, and that is your answer. Remember, if you have any question, don't forget to drop a question at the comment section, and I will attend to them as they come. All right, let's move on. The next one, this is also still similar to the one I did. Your Pn is did I even put, okay, yes, I have a negative there because I was like, is everything positive? Okay, so your Pn is 40 times x squared. So you have 40x squared. So I'm expanding this 13x. I can make use of for 40 I can make use of 8 times 5. So I say 8x plus 8x plus 5x. That'll give me 13x. If I multiply these two to give me 40x squared. So that'll be x squared plus 8x plus 5x plus 40. Factorize separately. That is x bracket x plus 8 plus 5 bracket x plus 8. So that'll be x plus 5 and bracket x plus 8, and that is your answer. All right, let's move on. Number 5. Now look at this number 5. Number 5 is a bit different from what we've been doing so far. Our Pn here should be 81 times 2x squared. This will give us a total of 162x squared. So now we're now looking for two numbers that if we add them to give us 27, and if we multiply them to give us 162, so that is 18x plus 18x plus 9x. So plus 18x plus 9x will give me 27x. Multiply this will give me 162x squared. So this will now be 2x squared plus 18x plus 9x plus 81. Factorize them separately as I taught you. The common factor here is 2x, not just x. I have left with x plus 9. The common factor here is 9, bracket x plus 9. You can see they're similar. Pick the one outside first, 2x plus 9. Then pick another similar one beside it, and that is your answer. Now, whenever you are factorizing the quadratic equation, if you have gotten your two factors in the bracket, if you multiply the two factors, you expand it, it will give you back the quadratic expression. If you did not get the quadratic expression back, it means you have done the wrong thing. All right, let's move on. So here's the same thing. We find the Pn, which is the product number. That will be what? Minus 9 in this case, because you have to consider the sign of the constant. Minus 9 times 3x squared. That will give me minus 27x squared. Now I'm looking for two numbers that if I had to subtract, two integers, if I had to subtract, it will give me 6x. And if I multiply them, it will give me minus 27x squared. I can make use of 9x minus 3x. 9x or plus 9x minus 3x. It's the same thing I do. Plus 9x minus 3x will give me plus 6x. This times this will give me minus 27x squared. So that will be 3x squared plus 9x minus 3x minus 9. That will be, so factorize this separately. That will be 3x bracket x plus 3 minus 3 bracket x. Now because there is a minus here and I'm factorizing out a minus from both sides, the minus we affect this minus here and change it to plus 3. So now they're the same. You pick the one outside, 3x minus 3, then bracket x plus 3. But you're not done. If you look at this, there is a common factor here. The common factor here is what? Is 3. You keep factorizing until there's no more common factor. So I factorize out 3. So that would be 3 bracket x minus 3 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1, then bracket this other part x plus 3. And this is our answer for this. This is our answer here. Let me just show you so we can. Oh no, let me use another color so that we can differentiate it. So this is our answer for this. Alright. That's our answer there. So let's move on. Question number 7. Let's find our Pn. Our Pn is minus 10 times 7x squared. That will give me minus 70x squared. Expand the minus 9x. Okay, what will I make use of? I can use 70. I can use 14 times, I can use minus 14x plus 5x. Minus 14x plus 5x will give me minus 9x. Minus this times this will give me this. So I will now have 7x squared minus 14x plus 5x minus 10. Factorize this separately. So that will be 7x bracket x minus 2 plus 5 bracket x minus 2. Pick the one outside first. 7x plus 5, then x minus 2. And that's your final answer. That's your final answer. Remember, if you have any question, please don't forget to drop your question at the comment section. God bless. Thank you. Let's move on. All right, number 8 question. We have our Pn to be 6 times 5x squared. That will give us 30x squared. Look for two numbers that if you add or you subtract the integers, it will give you 11x, and when you multiply them, it will give you 30x squared. I can use 6x plus 5x. So now that will now be 5x squared plus 6x, right? Then plus 5x plus 6. So here I have x to be the common factor. I have 5x plus 6. Here I have 1, because the only thing common between these two is 1, plus 1 bracket 5x plus 6. So our answer is x plus 1 bracket 5x plus 6, and that is our final answer. Remember, if you have any question, don't forget to drop a question, as I said, at the comment section, and I will attend to them. Now the last example is Pn. Our product number is negative 1 times 8x squared. That will give you a negative 8x squared. Look for two numbers that if you add or you subtract them, it will give you negative 2x, two integers. So I can make use of negative 4x plus 2x, right? And that will give me negative 2x. Multiply these two to give me minus 8x squared. So 8x squared minus 4x plus 2x minus 1. That will now be 4x, factorizing 4x out of this place. I'm left with 2x minus 1. Factorizing 1 out of this place plus 1. That will be 2x minus 1. So my answer will now be 4x plus 1, the one outside, bracket 2x minus 1. It should be a plus 1 here, and that is your answer. If you have any question, please don't forget to drop your question, as I said, at the comment section, and I will attend to them. Okay, so that's that about the examples. I have some classwork here. Please try to attend them, and just pause the video. I give you all like 20 minutes to do them. After 20 minutes, you can start your video back and check your answer if you are correct. You can start. Thank you. Okay, now I believe you should be done with your calculations. So these are the questions. So if you have any question regarding this classwork, please drop your comment at the comment section, and I promise to attend to them. Yeah, and also please note that question number 6 is a bit wrong. Is wrong. This part shouldn't be a minus. It should be a plus. So please note that it should be a plus 24. All right. And since there are no questions, we'll be calling it a beautiful day. See you in my next video. Bye.